Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome to Talk Time with Pastor Krista. So today I am sitting on the steps of the altar in the chapel, and behind me is the Christmas tree. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Today is the first day of Advent, and what we are going to be doing today is setting up our manger scene. But before we do that, I have a very funny story to tell you. I have 5 godchildren, and when one of my godchildren, Carrie, was very little, she was sitting on the stairs of the altar during children's time. And the minister had the manger scene in front of him, and he said to the children, "I'm going to introduce a new word to you. Does anybody know what the word creche means?" And Carrie raised her hand, and I looked at my aunt, and I looked at my mom, and I looked at my brother, and I thought, she doesn't know what the word creche means. She's too little to know that. So she has her hand raised so high, and the minister said, "Carrie, what does the word creche mean?" And we all held our breath, and she said, "It's when 2 cars bump into each other." She thought the minister said crash, not creche, and there's a difference. Another name for the manger scene is creche. So today, boys and girls, we are going to be setting the creche up underneath the Christmas tree. So I have one of the first things that was at the manger scene, and that is an animal, a donkey. There certainly was a donkey there because Jesus was born most likely in a caved area or a barn. There are some sheep because in the near Middle East where Jesus was born, there were lots and lots of sheep. But did you know where there's lots and lots of sheep, there is also a shepherd. A shepherd was the man who pulled the sheep together and made sure they all stayed with the flock. And this right here is the shepherd's staff. And the staff is what the shepherd used to pull the sheep in, to get the sheep down when they were laying down, to kind of help them and prop them up. And remember, in our Bible, and we've talked about this, Jesus is called the shepherd of men because Jesus pulls us all in. Jesus keeps us all together in Jesus' flock. And if we're laying down and we can't get up, or we walk a little too far away, Jesus pulls us back in. So it's kind of cool that there was a shepherd there when Jesus was born. So we're going to put the shepherd by his sheep. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Joseph. Joseph was Jesus' father, and Joseph was a carpenter. It's important to know that Joseph and Mary, Jesus' parents, they didn't have a lot of money. In our Bible, Jesus talks about how important it is to do things for the least of these, to be good to people who just don't have a whole lot. That's what we consider the least of these. Well, Jesus says, when you do something for the least of these, you do it for me. And I think one of the reasons Jesus held that close to his heart is Jesus was born from the least of these. And this is Joseph, Jesus' humble father. So we're going to put Joseph right here next to the shepherds and the sheep. And then here is Mary, Jesus' mother. And Mary was very, very young when she had Jesus. And so Mary and Joseph traveled a great distance while Mary was very pregnant with Jesus. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that story during Advent. But they found a place at an inn. They found a place where people were allowed to stay, like a hotel kind of, but there wasn't any room there. So the owner of the inn said, "Well, I don't have any room here, but you can stay out there, either by this cave or this barn." And so that's where Jesus was born, among the animals. So I'm going to put Mary right here. Now, we're going to wait for the big guy. He's coming at the end. That big little guy coming at the end. So now I'm going to put 3 men who are always part of our manger scene. But fun fact, these men actually didn't arrive till after Jesus was born. But we always have them as part of our manger scene because they play a very important part. And that is the 3 wise men. The wise men were astrologers, so they looked up in the sky and they could tell by the stars what was going to happen with weather and things like that. And so the wise men came to find Jesus, and the wise men each had a gift in their hand. So you can see this wise man has a gift in his hand, and I'm going to put him over here. And then this wise man has a gift in his hand, and I'm going to put him over here. Then this wise man not only has a gift in his hand, but I want you to look at the color of this wise man's skin. This wise man's skin is dark. And actually, boys and girls, most likely the color of everyone's skin in our creche scene was probably dark because Jesus was born in the Middle East. And our brothers and sisters, our friends and neighbors who are from the Middle East, they have beautifully dark skin. So I'm going to put this wise man who is bringing this gift, and remember what the gifts were? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And I am going to put this wise man over here. But you know what else I'm going to put? I'm going to put this camel there too, because traveling across the desert is not easy stuff, and sometimes you need to give your piggies a break. So I'm pretty sure that these three wise men at one point hopped on this camel and they took a ride. So this camel's going to be in the barn resting with the rest of them. So I'm going to put the camel, actually I'm going to put the camel right there. Now, ready? Drum roll, cymbal crash. Here it is, the reason for the season. There is baby Jesus. And we are going to put baby Jesus right in the very middle. Baby Jesus is put in the middle because whether we look at Jesus as a baby or a grown-up man, Jesus should always be front and center in our lives. So think about Christmas. I'm going to hold Jesus for a minute. Think about Christmas. Christmas is about the beautiful Christmas tree. Christmas is about all of your family traditions, maybe baking and decorating cookies, wrapping presents, giving gifts. It feels good to give and it feels good to receive. And we can do all of that, but what is most important is that we think about the reason for the season and keep that front and center. So have fun decorating your tree, have fun making the cookies, have fun wrapping gifts, have fun giving them, be gracious receivers, but always, always remember throughout Advent that Jesus needs to be front and center because this little guy is the reason for the season. And we've got 4 weeks to talk more about Jesus, and that's what we're going to do during our talk times. So I'm going to put Jesus right here, front and center. So I am going to sing today for you just a little bit of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, because this is the start of our Christmas season. Are you ready? We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, I don't have the best voice in the world, but you are going to have the opportunity to sing some Christmas songs during this Christmas season, and I want you to sing it like you own it, because I'm going to, and we're going to share those songs during Advent season. So thank you so much for joining us today, boys and girls. We will begin sharing Bible verses on Thursday about Jesus' birth. So have that to look forward to, and you can bring your Bibles with you if you want. So we are going to say our benediction. Are you ready? My heart loves your heart because Jesus first loved us. God bless you, everyone. Merry Christmas, and we will see you Thursday.